afternoon, everyone. This is Andre Johnson from Sage Media coming to you live from Port Richmond High School. Just doing a sound check. People in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. Just doing a sound check. Someone in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. Just doing a sound check. Someone in the chat, just let me know if you can hear me. Thank you. Thank you, Ashton. All right. Good morning, good afternoon again, everyone. Again, this is Andre Johnson coming to you live from Port Richmond High School. We have Eagle Academy Brooklyn, the home team today, actually, up against the Port Richmond Red Raiders. For many Port Richmond and Eagle fans, you guys are sure to know that this is I would call it a rivalry at this point. This team is this matchup has probably happened at least 4 times in the past 4 years. Last year, the win went to Port Richmond under the lights. The year before, it was Eagle. A big fumble recovery, forced fumble and recovery by Devin Carrington was the difference in that game. I see Ashton in the chat. He was definitely involved in both of those games. So as we're here early, a few minutes before game time, you can see the two teams on the field warming up. Would like to bring back a segment we had during the basketball season, and we're going to start having it more in the football season. And it is the Sage Spotlight Player. And today, the Spotlight Player is none other than senior captain Isaiah Wise. This guy has an unbelievable engine at the linebacker position and at the running back position. As you can see, he is the leading rusher for Eagle, 140 yards and a touchdown on the season. He also leads the team in tackles with 8.5. And last week he had that huge safety to bring Eagle back into that game against Newdorp where they fell short, unfortunately. But Isaiah, if you're just a football fan and you just pay attention to defensive play, that's where Isaiah really, really shines. This kid is absolutely explosive. Once the hole opens up, he always shoots the gap very hard. Not afraid to put his head in for a tackle. So he is our Sage Spotlight Player, the senior captain, Isaiah Wise. Please keep a watch on him. So let's see who's in the chat. How's the chat doing today? What you guys think for this game? Both teams are coming in at 0-2, looking to get their first win in the PSAL AAA Conference. Still have to get used to saying that. Eagle coming off of a close loss against Newdorp last week in that torrential downpour. They lost 2-12. Port Richmond coming off of a defeat to Staten Island rival Tottenville. I'm sure that's been a matchup you haven't seen in a while, so that was probably pretty nice for these kids to go up against one of the top programs in Staten Island. And in the first week, Port Richmond fell to New Utrecht. Definitely another player to watch is number 21, Aiden Fieldsbergs. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong in the chat. But Aiden, number 21, he is At the safety position, he is second on the team in tackles at 7.5. Had a big game last week. And for Eagle Academy, the keys for the game is definitely going to be keeping the ball in front of them. I think Eagle has the advantage in the box. I think offensively and defensively, Eagles front seven being the offensive line or the defensive line and the linebackers definitely have the size and the physicality advantage over Port Richmond. But Port Richmond is a team that can throw the ball a bit. So it will definitely be up to the seniors in the senior safeties in Aiden and Preston Cottrell to keep the ball in front of them and not to give up any big plays. Big plays were huge in last year's matchup, and it's going to be big again. We'll see who's starting at quarterback today. Both quarterbacks struggled to throw the ball in the rain last week for Eagle Academy, but let's be real here. Who could throw the ball in that kind of weather? So if I had to guess, they're probably going to go back to Corey Reese. I know it's early, chat, but how you guys doing, man? You guys are quiet today. Ashton, this is the third week in a row I'm seeing you in here. Glad to see you're keeping up with the team. I'm sure it's a Saturday afternoon down in Hampton, so I'm sure you have a lot of things to do, but you're here with us. Really appreciate the support. Ashton, let me know if you're playing football or not, because if you're not playing football, when you back for break, maybe we got to get you on the mic, man. In last year's matchup, let me bring up last year's matchup actually while we have a little bit of time before pregame. Last year's matchup was a heartbreaking loss for Eagle Academy. As they fell 8-12 to Port Richmond. That game was actually at Curtis. And I remember that game, Eagle had the ball within the 5-yard line, first and goal, and could not punch it in. And that was the main difference in that game. Prince Antoine, another returner from that game, he had a big game with 98 yards and a touchdown. But again, Prince had a fumble and a fumble loss in that game. In a very crucial moment where Eagle were driving, trying to bring that game back. So Prince already has a fumble on the year already. You know, the senior, he is lightning quick, but he has to be able to keep two hands on the ball. But Eagle definitely don't lack in the running back department, with the leading rusher being the highlight player, Isaiah Wise. And they definitely got a two. They got two horses. The two main horses are definitely Isaiah and Virgil. Virgil had a big game last week, the junior. There's definitely a change of pace. Isaiah is definitely the home run hitter. Virgil is to grind it out, get you 5 yards, whatever you need. No, we won't be streaming the Eagle Queens games, but if Eagle Queens is in need for some service, please, the DMs are open. Sage Media is definitely a service for the whole city. If that's Kamar in the chat, yeah, it was a tough loss last year. Hopefully Eagle could avenge. It's not exactly the same venue as last year was in Curtis. As you can see, we're on Port Richmond's new field. Looking very nice. I really like the two-tone grass. And for Port Richmond, I mean, for both teams, of course, this game is astronomically important in the season. If you go 0-3, the season's not over, but you're in a major hole for the playoffs. So both teams are going to be desperate for a victory today. So I was told that kickoff was supposed to be 12:30. As you can see, both teams are still warming up. So we might have a little bit of time here. We might have a little bit of time, maybe another 10 minutes. So definitely in the chat, if I could do a poll, I would. But, we're still a little short-staffed, when we come to Staten Island. So, just definitely talk to me in the chat. What do you think in this game? Like I said, Eagle definitely have the advantage in the front seven. But Port Richmond are definitely an able team in throwing the ball. Yes, I'm looking forward to us being in the new field so I can stop driving to Staten Island. I was not planning to drive to Staten Island twice this year. But the ride wasn't too bad. I hope everybody was safe yesterday. I know there's a lot of people in the New York area that live in apartments, in the basements and stuff like that. So hopefully flooding wasn't too crazy for you. I definitely seen videos all over social media. Looked like a lot of people were having a tough time. So hopefully everyone is safe. Hopefully everyone's belongings are put together. But that's New York for you, huh? The weather has just been absolutely crazy this whole year. The summer was ridiculously hot. Now it's like hurricane season, like we're in Florida. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a good matchup for Eagle. In any game, Eagle has the advantage in the front seven. You even saw in the Wagner game, Eagle definitely had the advantage in the front seven. Eagle is definitely a run-first team. A lot of people criticize, the offense saying we don't throw the ball enough. But running the ball if you can control the game by running the ball, that is of utmost importance, and then that opens up the throw. You saw in that game against Susan Wagner, we were controlling the ball. Eagle was controlling the ball on the ground, so they kept going to it, but then they did try to go to those home run throws, which only open up from being dominant on the ground. And again, for the coaching staff, they got to look at both of their quarterbacks. Both of their quarterbacks haven't exactly given you a lot of confidence to open up and throw the ball. Even seeing them in warm-ups right now, you see Eagles have definitely been practicing some of their pass plays. You see it looks like Corey Reese is going to be the starter today. Even right now, Corey is in the shotgun throwing the ball. So Eagle definitely want to throw the ball. But the quarterbacks have to prove that they are willing and able to do it. The weather is pretty good. It's a little humid. I don't think there's any more rain in the forecast, but it is cloudy. It's actually perfect temperature for playing, honestly, and pretty good temperature for watching as well. It did rain earlier today, but the seats are now dry. So you definitely missed out on that, thankfully. As I'm listening to Port Richmond, they sound like they're ready to go. And I think we're going to get a real competitive matchup today. That's really what I'm anticipating. I'd say we have probably another 10 minutes until game time. Port Richmond is maybe 5 minutes. Let's call it 5 minutes until game time. Port Richmond is on their sideline. Eagle is still doing their warm ups. And I'm definitely going to look ahead to the schedule for Eagle Academy. I'm pretty sure their next game is going back up to the Bronx against JFK. Coach Tillery is upstairs. We're definitely going to get ready to go here soon. Shout out to the Eagle Junior Varsity. They took the victory over Port Richmond earlier today. They were in the game right before this one. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting some stuff settled here. JV did look great, especially number 21. I don't have a name on him. Travis Harris. Thank you. Shout out to Travis Harris, number 21, a real good-looking athlete. Scored a touchdown today. Going to be looking forward to covering him in his career. It's great that I have Tillery up here, kind of my assistant. Obviously, he's going to be busy. So, yes, next week, the next couple of games for Eagle Academy, yes, they travel to the Bronx to go up against JFK. JFK has definitely been flying this year. In 2 weeks, excuse me. I don't know. We're going to get a better result if we do that. All right, guys. So Tillery's going to come. He's going to be the broadcaster. I am going to join the coaching staff. Let's see how if the results switch up at all, you know? But yes, in 2 weeks, there's no game next week. So definitely want to shout that out again. There is no game next week in 2 weeks. So Eagle will have an extra week to prepare for JFK. JFK is definitely looking like one of the top teams in the PSAL Quadruple A Conference. Eagle took a loss last year against JFK. So that will definitely be a redemption game. All right, looks like the captains are getting ready to come out. Michael, get behind the camera and zoom in on what's going on. Both teams getting ready to come out here. Shout outs to Bless the Fresh. We have the owner, Nigel Johnson, over here. Shout out to Bless the Fresh. If you don't know, please go on Instagram. Staten Island clothing line out here. Looks like we're getting ready to get started here. All right, so finally the captains are coming out. I guess they changed it to a 1 o'clock kickoff, so forgive me for that, fans. But, we're here. We're ready to go. Captains Isaiah Wise, Marcus Big Neil Strong, Preston Cottrell, and Leonard. Let me get Leonard's last name for you guys. Big number 76, Leonard Brown. Again, a crucial game for both teams. Everybody in the chat, I know I asked you before, but what you think for this game, let me know who you're rooting for. Remember, the live chat is always on, the live chat is always on the replay. Once the game goes live and the players come back and watch, they can see your support in the chat. So make sure you If you're a Port Richmond fan, if you're an Eagle Academy fan, shout out what number you are supporting. Leonard Brown, I got it. Sorry for being slow there. I'm so used to calling him Leonard. I hope that name rings bells. That's what Eagle Academy is definitely hoping for. When big number 76 pulls, the other team better know who he is too. So make sure you shout out who you're rooting for in the chat. We're getting ready to go here. So it looks like Eagle Academy is going to get the ball first to start this game off. Now the clouds have opened up just for kickoff. Looking much better now. Got some sunshine. I'm sure New Yorkers been dying to see that. Eagle Academy getting ready to come out. Number 2, number 21. I love that. Make sure you support your guys. Port Richmond fans, if you're in the chat, support your guys as well. So the return to kick is number 5, Jeremiah Fortune, and number 11, Jaden Fortune. The two brothers back to return this kick. As we're finally ready to get started today. Port Richmond versus Eagle Academy. Who is going to get their first win on the season? And that looks like that's number 10, Jamoy Blair for the kickoff. And here we go. Ball's on the ground to Fortune, to Jaden Fortune. Takes it to the 33-yard line. So that'll be a 1st and 10 for Eagle Academy from the 33-yard line. So starting at quarterback is going to be number 14, Corey Reese. Mike, zoom in more. Mike, you can zoom in more than that. You can zoom in more. That's good. So if you guys hear me, I'm playing producer and commentator today. So please forgive me if you hear a little bit of that in the background. So that's Isaiah Wise starting in the backfield, moving to an empty set. Motion, jet sweep. And that's a big hit to start the game. That was Nazir Mobley on the jet sweep. Looking like a no gain there. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10. Guys, we have yard markers today, unlike last week. Thank the heavens. Port Richmond has yard markers. So it'll be a lot easier to see what down it is. So that's Virgil in the backfield. Corey under center. And it looks like that's going to be a false start on Eagle Academy. So a slow start for Eagle. That'll bring the ball to the 28-yard line. Eagle looking to stretch it out to begin. But they ran a jet sweep to the near side. So I guess they were looking to catch Port Richmond off guard. Usually the jet sweep's a little more effective to the fields, to the far side, so the runner has a little more room. So 2nd and 15, Corey in the pistol. Hands it off. That looks like Isaiah. Still moving forward, getting to about the 41-yard line. So that's going to be a 3rd and about 7. It's a good run for Eagle, looking like a passing down here. So that's Preston Cottrell in at wide receiver. This is the first time I've seen Preston play wide receiver. Corey in the shotgun. Quads looking to throw. Corey tucking it, and he's not going to get far as a gang of Port Richmond defenders take him down, probably a gain of about 1. And Eagle brings on the punt team. So again, Corey had 4 receivers. He's got to make a decision much quicker than that. Offensive line definitely held up. But it's important for the quarterback to always keep his eyes down the field and trust that his offensive line is going to block for him. He had a good amount of time there. So Eagle, 4th and 7, first punt. That's Brandon. Brandon with the punt. High snap. Ball's on the ground. And Port Richmond are going to pick it up. So a pretty disastrous start for Eagle Academy as Port Richmond are going to get the ball in the red zone to start off the game. Execution, 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 execution. Eagle Academy has been low on execution this year. And that will be Port Richmond ball. Looks like they're on about the 20-yard line. As a quarterback, looks like that's Travis. Actually, no, that's number 16, excuse me. Number 16, David Ryusko. First and 10, looking to throw. Throwing deep. And is defended. Incomplete. Take some time off the clock. Very good defense from Anthony Witter defending that pass. Mike, move that back. Move that back. Move the mic back. So that's going to be a 2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders. David hands it off, and that's a big tackle. Big tackle in the backfield from Virgil. Yeah, put it back. Big tackle in the backfield from Virgil. That'll make it a third and 11. That's going to be a loss of 1. Clock should be moving. 3rd and 11. Looking for a jet sweep. Sets the edge perfectly there. And that's number 12, senior captain Preston Cottrell setting the edge. Saw number 4 Cromwell. Saw number 4 Cromwell coming for that potential jet sweep. Preston Cottrell, not afraid of contact, coming up from that safety position, setting the edge and making the tackle. Great job from the senior captain. So now it's going to be a 4th down. And Port Richmond are going for it. Camera. Forget camera. Port Richmond throws it. And is it complete? It is incomplete. Well defended by the Eagles secondary. And after that poor start, the defense holds up and gets the offense the ball back. Great job from the Eagle defense, especially the secondary. The secondary hasn't been tested so much, so for them to come up and make two defensive plays through the air is a great job from Eagle Academy. I know that was Anthony Witter on the first defense. I didn't see who was on the second defense. That's going to be a 1st and 10 from Eagle on about their own 20-yard line. Mike, make sure you record every play. Thanks. It's Corey under center. Hands it off. And that's a tackle in the backfield. Virgil has nowhere to go. So the MO is definitely out on Eagle Academy, and Port Richmond know it. Port Richmond know Eagles a run-heavy team, so they're sending their linebackers. Eagles going to have to do something to lighten up that front seven from Port Richmond. Sorry if you guys heard that. So that's going to be a 2nd down for Eagle. Called a 2nd and 12. Just give me a second, guys. We got to be producer and commentator. Give me a second. So sorry about that. If you guys heard a loud crash. Again, we are in the stands just with y'all. We are not in a booth or anything fancy like that. We're here trying to give you guys the best quality live stream. So that's going to be a 2nd and 12 for Eagle Academy. Remember, the clock on the screen is not the official game clock. It's actually, the field clock says it's down to 4 minutes. I'll adjust that. Empty backfield. Handoff. And that goes nowhere. Again, the MO is out on Eagle Academy. Port Richmond knows that they are more comfortable running the ball. So Eagle's going to have to dial up something to relieve this pressure. Ball's on the 15-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 15. I'm going to adjust the clock to match what is on the field, which is 3:31. Eagle looking to throw, looking deep. And that's incomplete. Looked like number 12, Preston Cottrell, was the intended receiver. But again, if you're asking why Eagle doesn't throw the ball so much, that throw needs to be, if it's going to Preston, that ball needs to be on his outside shoulder. The danger area for that ball is if you throw it on the inside and give the defense a chance to get back into it. here's Brandon, the junior punter, who's been pretty impressive this year punting the ball. Hopefully Eagle get a better snap. Brandon from about the 2-yard line. Better snap. Gets it off. And it takes an Eagle bounce. So Port Richmond to get the ball on about the 39-yard line. Already in Eagle territory. That's a 1st and 10. Chat, you guys have been pretty quiet today. I don't know if you guys are Eagle fans and you're a little nervous. I don't know if you're Port Richmond fans and you're a little nervous. So that's going to be a QB sneak. And there's going to be a flag. Not sure what that flag is going to be for. See if we can get the call on that. Maybe for pushing. Never really seen a flag on a QB sneak before. Or was there something before the play? So, referee isn't giving us any indication, but it does look like it's on Port Richmond. So yes, hearing from the offense of Port Richmond, it looks like it's a penalty for pushing in the back. That's what I thought. Despite what you've been seeing from the Eagles and other teams, you are not allowed to almost rugby push the quarterback from behind them. I think the NFL is trying to do something to get that out of the game. So that's a 1st and 15. Ball's back on about the 44-yard line. Looking to throw. Complete, and is dropped by number 4. That's number 4, Cromwell, which is definitely one of the Red Raiders' lead guys, lead athletes. Can't look it in there, so that's going to be a 2nd and 15. Slow start to this game. Both teams can't get out of their own way. So it's the 2nd and 15. If you're Eagle Academy, this is a big drive. You definitely want to stop them here. The Red Raiders have good field position. Looking to hand it off. Nobody says to edge, but there is Preston Cottrell again coming up from that safety position. Preston going through 2 blockers, getting the tackle. And there was probably that gain of 5 probably could have been more if it wasn't for Preston. So that's a big play from the senior. So that's a 3rd and 10. Cromwell out to the left, number 4. That's their big play guy. Looks like they're overloading the left. Looking to throw. And that's a great defensive play. Great defensive play from number 7, Jaden Thomas. Thank you. See, that's why we're in the crowd. You got to help us out sometimes, you know. Number 7, Jaden Thomas with the great defensive play. So, again, the Eagles secondary really coming up clutch. So there's about 35 seconds left on the game clock, according to punt goes off, and that's going to be way into the end zone for a touchback. 35 seconds. Let's see if they call the quarter here. Looks like that's going to be end of the first quarter as they call the first quarter. So the score is 0-0. Eagles should get the ball from the 20-yard line. So again, Anthony Witter and Jaden Thomas both making big plays on a fourth down and on two third downs. And that might have been Jaden on the other play that I didn't see. So again, big shout out to Eagle Academy secondary and Coach Will. They look like they're ready to go today. Now it's up to the offense to pick it up. So again, the story of that first quarter was definitely the front seven of Port Richmond really putting a lot of pressure on Eagle Academy, knocking Eagle out of their usual game plan. So Eagle's going to have a counterpunch. Because if I was Port Richmond, I would not stop what I'm doing. I would force Eagle to beat me in another way. So Eagle like to start their offense with the run, but they might have to spread Port Richmond out a bit. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for Eagle at the 20-yard line. Love to see Preston Cottrell going both ways, and that's number 1, senior Prince Antoine in the backfield, looking to get his first carry of the game. Hand off to Prince, and he goes nowhere. So again, we can see it from up here. Hopefully Eagle Academy sees it as well, that they are selling out on the run. So Eagles either going to have to do something on the outside, or they're going to have to throw the ball to make Port Richmond respect them, because they are selling out on the run completely. That's going to be a 2nd and 10 from Eagle. That was a no gain. Ball still on the 20-yard line. Virgil in the backfield. See what Eagle can dial up here. Another handoff, and he has daylight, and that's Virgil. Is number 4 going to catch him? And that's a huge run for Eagle Academy. Number 13, Virgil. And that brings them right into Port Richmond territory, right outside of the red zone. About a 50-yard gain on the run. Eagle Academy down to the Port Richmond 29-yard line after that huge run. Chains moving a little slowly. So again, Port Richmond selling out on the run here. Handoff. That time it's to Noah, and it's a no gain. That's maybe about a gain of 2. That's going to be a 2nd and 8 for Eagle Academy. So again, even though Eagle had that big run, you could see Port Richmond is selling out on the run. That's going to be a timeout. Timeout Eagle Academy. Huge run play from Virgil on the 2nd down to really get Eagle Academy going here. Yes, definitely have to shout out the offensive line. The offensive line is going to be under a lot of stress in this game. It's tough to block when you have 2-3 people in each gap next to you. Eagle was able to find the correct gap there. And that's one disadvantage on selling out for the run. If you put too many people in the wrong gap and guess wrong, then you have an overload to the other side, and that's what it looked like. Virgil with close to a 50-yard run to put Eagle inside the 30-yard line. And again, I see some people in the chat, you know, I love to play Madden with the chat. Some people in the chat are saying go play action. Again, you have to, Corey has to show that he can drop back and throw the ball. He hasn't really proved that he can drop back consistently and complete a pass. Could be nerves. This is his first year getting the complete reins as a starter. But Corey has to prove that he can step back, scan the field, and make a throw. Hasn't completed a pass on the season yet. Reese in the shotgun, looking to throw. Throws it deep. He has a man! And that is going to be a touchdown, Eagle Academy. That looks like that's number 18, Brandon, on the touchdown. Brandon Treviso on the touchdown, putting Eagle Academy ahead. As I was saying, Corey Reese has to prove he can step back and throw the ball. He does it, completing his first pass for a 28-yard touchdown to Brandon. And that was Brandon's first target and catch on the season, excuse me. Now that we have that, we'll see how Port Richmond changes, because now Corey has proven that, hey, you guys can stack the box, but I can stay. Oh, the extra point is good. Great kick. Great kick from the junior, number 65, Brandon Reynard. And that will put Eagle Academy up 7-0 on the road. So again, I think that was Carter in the chat. We're playing Madden. You know how we like to play Madden. He did call the play action. Corey stood strong. He probably had two men open, but that was Corey's best throw on the year. Corey's best throw on the year. Had Brandon streaking down the field. Didn't have to lead him. You just hit him right in the chest. And Brandon did a great job holding on to that, as the defender definitely got a hand in there. Eagle go up 7-0 on the road. And remember, Port Richmond do get the ball back. Port Richmond do get the ball back at half. Carter, shout out to you. Listen, man, I got to give credit where credit's due, man. You said play action. Corey was able to prove everybody, prove Port Richmond wrong. I mean, listen, I'm a neutral commentator, so I can only call what I see it. The young quarterback has to prove that he can stand back and make a throw down the field. Now, like I said, we will see how Port Richmond adjusts. Because if you're going to continue to sell out on the run, Mr. Reese has an answer for you. As Brandon getting ready to kick it off. Good kick. Oh, that ball's on the ground. It is a live ball. And that's Peanut. Is he in the back? He's close to the 1 yard line. Big number 70 with a great tackle. That's Jalen White on the tackle. And that's going to be first down for Port Richmond inside the 10-yard line. Maybe even inside the 5. Let's see where they spot it. Can't see from this angle. Big mistake. That was number 21 for Port Richmond. Miguel Ramos not able to control the ball there, and that's going to be exactly on the 6-yard line. So Port Richmond pinned back. Now let's see what Port Richmond can do. Number 2 in the backfield now. That's Trevon Bryce. Number 4, Cromwell out wide. So they might be looking to go to the big play guy. That would be a little risky, though, this far back. Let's see the faith they have in number 16, David. That's a 1st and 10. Handoff to Bryce. Has a little bit of a lane, tackled by Fortune. I can't cheat. There's so many Fortunes on this team. That's Jalen Fortune. There's 3 Fortunes on the team, so I got to be specific with which Fortune I call out. It's a good tackle, only a gain of 3. That's going to be a 2nd and 7. The Red Raiders have a little more breathing room now. Call it the 10-yard line now. Another handoff. Gets a little bit of room. Maybe a gain of 1. Late whistle. Maybe and that's going to be a face mask on Eagle Academy. So that's really going to get Port Richmond out of a tight spot as they were looking at a 3rd and long. So let's see if that's the 5-yard face mask or a 15-yard face mask. They haven't moved the ball yet, but I saw the ref signal for a face mask. Oh, I got to stop the clock. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see, is that a 5-yard or a 15-yard face mask? Looks like it's going to be a 5-yard face mask and should be an automatic 1st down as they put the ball on the 18-yard line. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 for Port Richmond. Again, that was a big penalty. Port Richmond are going to be looking at a 3rd and long in their own, deep in their own territory. Eagle Academy's got to be a little bit more disciplined because that looked like a late face mask as well. Number 16 under center. Snaps. Handoff. Has a lane. And that's a great tackle. That's Virgil. He definitely, I think that was Bryce, number 2, Bryce on the run. Definitely had blockers in front of them. But 13, big number 13, Virgil, who's been having a big day, slips in and makes a solid tackle. And that's only going to be a 1-yard gain. So we're going to call that 2nd and 9. See Bryce frustrated on the sideline. He knew that he had a lane there. That was a big play by Virgil. So 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Has a man. Short gain. That was number 3. Sadar on the completion. Looked like that was enough for the 1st down. Michael, you got to center it more. So 1st and 10, the ball's on about the 31-yard line. Looking to throw. Jet, that's a screen. Out to big number 4, breaks a tackle. Gains about 3 yards as he goes out of bounds again. 6:48 on the clock, I'm going to set it to match the clock on the field. So that's going to be a 2nd and looks like about 7. Ball's on the 35-yard line. Hands it off to number 5. Has blockers in front of him. And that's Aiden. Aiden doing a great job, number 21, setting the edge. Looks like a holding. It's coming back. Big big penalty on the Red Raiders. But that was Aiden, number 21, again, from the safety position, a very willing tackler, setting the edge, taking on 2 blockers, allowing number 8, McNeil Strong, to come make the tackle. But again, the stat will go to McNeil Strong, but the play was made by number 21, Aiden, by setting the edge there. But again, that's going to be a holding penalty on the Red Raiders, bringing them back to the 25-yard line. So that'll be a second and 17. So a second and 17 from the Red Raiders. Definitely a team that can air it out. Looking for the screen again. Breaks a tackle, number 4, and he has a lane, and that's Preston on the tackle. That's Cromwell, but that was a broken tackle, as puts the Red Raiders in a much better third down position as the ball is on the 35-yard line. So that was a gain of 10. So that'll be a 3rd and 10 for the Red Raiders. Third and 10 for the Red Raiders. In shotgun is number 16, David R. Ball's on the ground, looking to throw. Has Virgil in front of him, and Virgil gets the sack. That sounds like it's going to be a timeout, Eagle, or is that the 4-minute warning? Virgil having a big day with a huge run to really get things going for Eagle. And it looks like that's going to be the 4-minute warning, so I'm going to reset the clock here. Virgil with the huge run to get things going for Eagle Academy, and then the big sack. As looks like David is also the punter. And there's another whistle. Looks like they weren't set before they snapped the ball. Looks like, I don't think it's going to be a flag, but I guess the refs are giving a warning. If the whistle blows, it probably should be a penalty, but the referees is giving them a warning, trying to tell them to get set. Probably getting ready to reset the clock since it's at the 4-minute warning. So now the clock starts. Back to receive the punt is Nazir. Nazir receiving the punt. Takes it about 2 yards. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 for Eagle Academy. Nazir doing a great job. I know that this is very basic football, but if anyone's a fan of Eagle, you guys know Eagle hasn't had anyone really return a punt for quite some years now. So the importance of even just catching the punt is all about the field position game. If Nazir let that ball bounce, we're talking about Eagle having the ball maybe at the 30 to 25-yard line. Was there a penalty on that? Because Eagle seems like they're going backwards. Not sure what's happening there. But, again, what I was saying is that, just fielding the punt is so important in the field position game. That ball easily could have taken a Red Raider bounce, and now Eagle has the ball at the 10-yard line versus having the ball at the 44-yard line close to halftime here. Corey Reese coming off his first career touchdown pass, I should state. Looking to throw. Now Eagle has some confidence to Fortune. That's a good game. So now, after that pass completion for the touchdown, Eagle with a little bit more confidence to move the ball through the air as they get a nice gain to Jeremiah Fortune. Gain of 4. That's a 2nd and 6. It's going to be a penalty for a false start. That's actually going to be a penalty for an offsides and offsides on the Red Raiders. So that's going to make it a 2nd and 1 for Eagle Academy. So either the Raiders weren't set or they had somebody in the neutral zone. Yes, shout out to Nazir. Might look simple, but it's very important to be able to field the ball. If you watch a lot of high school football, I'm sure a lot of people take a deep breath when they see somebody go out there to field the punt. So big shout out to Nazir on that. And that'll actually be enough for a 1st down for Eagle Academy. Now in Red Raider territory at the 46-yard line. Eagle has a nice pace to their offense. As that's going to be a timeout. A timeout, Eagle Academy. That's going to be their 2nd timeout, excuse me. Eagle Academy in a very good position to do something before half. Remember, Port Richmond do get the ball at halftime. So as you can see now, after that touchdown throw, Eagle Academy with more confidence to throw the ball through the air. And even that little 4-yard gain, you might be saying, hey, I mean, come on, that's only a 4-yard gain. What it does is that it forces Port Richmond to stretch out. When Port Richmond is selling out for the run, you have to give them reason to respect you through the air. So even that 4-yard run, making those linebackers think twice about just shooting the gap, it makes a huge difference in the game. And, of course, when you throw the ball over for a 29-yard touchdown, that helps a lot as well. Do I really need to explain that to you, chat? I don't think I need to explain why that will help out an offense. So it's a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line for Eagle Academy. My clock says 3:14. Game clock on the field says 2:30. Remember, neither of those clocks are official. So I'll change it to match what they have. So the field clock says it's 2:30 left. So we will also say there's 2:30 left. Remember, both clocks are not official. Eagle Academy in a 2-receiver set. Virgil in the backfield as a wingback. Play action. Look at the throw. Has a man, but it is short. That was number 5, Jeremiah Fortune, and Jeremiah Fortune was definitely open. Didn't see if Reese had pressure in his face, but he threw that a little short. That's going to be a 2nd and 10 for Eagle. Once Reese, as you can see in the 3rd game of the season, you see Eagle with more confidence throwing the ball through the air. Jeremiah Fortune, definitely a very talented wide receiver. He's definitely able to get separation. Reese just has to step into that throw. I'll have to look back to see if he had pressure in his face, but he definitely had Fortune there. So that's the 2nd and 10. Noah in the backfield. Handoff to Noah. That's going to be a timeout from Port Richmond after the short gain. Why can't I stop the clock? There you go. So that's going to be a short game from Noah Mack. Gain of about 2, making it a 3rd and 8. About 2:15 left on the clock. Eagle are at the 44-yard line. So, again, if I'm the Eagle play caller, I have a lot of confidence throwing the ball through the air here. Port Richmond hasn't really proven that they can really run with the Eagle Academy wide receivers. So let's play a little bit of Madden in the chat. What do you do on a 3rd and 7? Excuse me, it says 3rd and 18. Sorry about that. It's a 3rd and 7 So let's play a little bit of Madden in the chat. What do you guys do on a 3rd and 7? In my opinion, I don't have any reservations throwing the ball here. Port Richmond has not shown that they can run with my speed guys. So make sure Corey is protected and throw the ball. A run play wouldn't be the worst thing here either, as I doubt Eagle would punt the ball at this area in the field. So a big 3rd and 7 in this game. Looks like Port Richmond are definitely not respecting the pass. Play action. Reese is taken down. That's big number 57. That's Jay Jones with a huge stop. And that's going to be a timeout. That's going to be a timeout Port Richmond as they're hoping to get the ball back before half. Yeah, Nino, that's what I was thinking as well. You know, I doubt that Eagle would have punted the ball in this territory. I think that sack changes it now, but I do think that, you know, running the ball would have been an okay call there, trying to get a little bit more manageable 4th down. But I think that's about the second time I've seen some pressure coming from Reese's right. Again, I know the pressure is coming, but I definitely think Reese has enough time to stand in the pocket and either throw the ball away or do something. I think he's leaving the pocket a little too quickly. Big play from Jay Jones for Port Richmond getting the sack. Excuse me, the clock is still running. Better reset the clock to 1:30 to match the field clock. So that's a big play for the Red Raiders. Definitely gives them a lot of confidence. I think the team was lacking in a bit confidence in this game. And that is the offense trotting out onto the field on the 4th and 10. I definitely think this is a risky call here. You're up 7. You might want to punt the ball here, but it looks like Corey Reese is on the field and Eagle Academy are going to go for it on this 4th down. After the timeout, looks like Corey, there's a man missing. Preston comes onto the field. Eagle might need a timeout here. The Eagle snapped the ball. Reese throws it. He has a man, and it is dropped. Looked like that was Jeremiah Fortune on the pass play. And now Port Richmond getting the ball with about 1:22 on the clock from the 44-yard line. Now, I do believe that Eagle Academy had a lot of faith in their wide receivers, but Jeremiah Fortune, unfortunately, was not able to make a play for Eagle Academy. Definitely a risky call there because now Port Richmond have the ball in very good field position, and now they have a chance to get into the end zone here and to get the ball back. So this could be a major, major, major momentum swing as I see Preston Cottrell about 12 yards, 15 yards off the ball as he should be. That's a 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Looking to pass. Throwing. And that's intercepted by Virgil. And does he have daylight? Is he in? Oh, excuse me. I was looking at the wrong cone. And that is a huge play from the junior, Virgil. Talk about a momentum swing for Eagle Academy. So Virgil with a 55-yard run, an interception. He is the big playmaker for Eagle Academy as they get the ball right back. Now, Eagle have the ball almost right where they had it before. There is a flag on the field. Now, the flag was definitely after the interception, so Eagle Academy is definitely going to keep the ball. What a play from the junior, Virgil. Last week, he was the leading rusher for Eagle. He has a sack on the day and an interception. Now, I did not see what the call was. Eagles should keep the ball here. I think from the looks of it, it looks like the call was on Port Richmond, maybe on the interception return. And guys, I've been trying not to say Virgil's last name because I don't want to mess it. Oh, it looks like a holding. It looks like it's going to be a holding on the interception return, but the ball will remain with Eagle Academy. I was trying to avoid saying Virgil's last name, but Virgil Leith. Let me know if I'm saying that right. Virgil Leith. If I'm saying his last name right, I'm gonna start saying it, but I kind of wanted to avoid saying it. Virgil Leith. Wow, what a player, the junior. So it looked like a holding on the play, and Eagles going to have the ball on the 31-yard line. What a momentum swing. So that's a 1st and 10 for Eagle Academy. About a minute left on the clock. And that's Fortune in the backfield. And that ball's on the ground. Who has it? And as they intercept the ball, Eagle Academy give it right back to Port Richmond. So Eagle tried to switch it up, putting Jaden Fortune in the backfield, and unfortunately he coughs it up. And again, this is another huge momentum swing as the Red Raiders get the ball right back. Eagle Academy keeping the Red Raiders' hopes alive with their own mistakes. So that's going to be first down on the 24-yard line for the Red Raiders. Let's see what they do here. Let's see if they're a bit conservative. If I was them, I would definitely be a bit more conservative after the interception. But no, they throw the ball looking deep. Has a man, and it's caught. And he's gone. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Number 4, Cromwell. Now that is a momentum swing if I have ever seen one. Eagle Academy with the ball within the 30-yard line. Fumbles the ball, and a play later, Cromwell gets behind Jaden Thomas and takes it for about a 60-something yard touchdown. Now that is a swing if I have ever seen one. I'm sure Jones is absolutely furious. And again, guys, this is PSAL quadruple A football. If you are not able to execute, you will be punished. As Port Richmond looking to go for 2 to take the lead into the half, which would just be crazy after watching this half. Hands it off. They're not able to get in. See a lot of frustrated people in the chat, and I understand it if you are an Eagle Academy supporter. But again, the young juniors, 2 juniors getting some tough lessons there. Thomas, got to keep them in front of you. And Fortune, you got to hold on to the ball. It was a pretty conservative play call from Eagle Academy, putting Jaden in that wildcat, rushing right. Not anything crazy, a pretty conservative play call, but again, you cannot lose focus. Again, this is PSAL quadruple A football. Doesn't matter what the record for the other team is. You have to stay focused. Now, that is just such a momentum swing leading into the half where the Red Raiders will get the ball back. If I'm Eagle Academy, I'm not too down, though. Eagle Academy has been completely controlling this half. But like we've been saying all afternoon, the Red Raiders are an able throwing team. They keep it on the ground here. Can't see the number on that. Is that Aiden with a big run back? And that's number 21, Aiden in for the touchdown. Is that Aiden or that's 23? That's number 23, Jaden Fortune. Jalen Fortune. Excuse me, there are too many Fortunes. Number 23, Jalen Fortune with the touchdown. What a swing. Oh, man. What an afternoon of football we have. I will for sure get that for you guys, but that was number 23, Jalen Fortune, for the touchdown. Hey, that was 23, right? That was 23. That was 2-3. So forgive me on the call. You know, I'm pretty far from the play. But that was Jalen Fortune on the kick return for a touchdown. That's Brandon here for the extra point. And it's good. Oh, I can only laugh. Auntie, I'm sorry. I thought it was 21. I know you're mad at me. I thought it was Aiden. I saw 20. I thought it was 21. I know you're mad at me. I owe you for that. I gotta see. That's the thing with Sage Media, man. We not in the booth. We not away from the people. You got something to say to me? I know I'm gonna hear it. I definitely thought that was Aiden on that, but it was Jalen Fortune with another huge momentum swing in this game. I like that. Get back gang for his brother, and that's what you got to do, man. Listen, that's why we got 3 Fortunes on this team. One of them got to get something right. One brother drops the pass, another brother fumbles, but then the other brother gets the touchdown. So good thing we got 3 Fortunes. As Eagle Academy, the clock was still going. 25 seconds left in this half. Let me fix the clock for you guys. 25 seconds left in the half. So we're pretty much right where we were before the touchdown throw. Eagle Academy up 1 score. Brandon kicks it deep. Takes good catch. And that's Aiden. That time I got the number. That's Aiden was there first on the tackle. Got that one right. Aiden in on the tackle, and there's someone on the ground. Is the ball on the ground? Why are they throwing a flag? Didn't see why a flag should have been thrown. I didn't know if the ball was on the ground there or not. And that looks like a big penalty for Eagle Academy as they get an unnecessary roughness on the kickoff. So the Red Raiders were going to get the ball on the 20-yard line. Now they're going to have it at the 35-yard line. Now, if I am Eagle Academy, if I am their coaches, I am saying Jaden, Anthony, Preston, Aiden, 25 yards off the ball. All of you. Nothing behind you. If he's even, he's leaving. Do not let him chew up your cushion. That's what happened to Jaden on that play before. Jaden let his cushion get chewed up too easily. In the chat, that was a unnecessary roughness that was the call on the field. So it's going to be a first down for the Red Raiders on about the 35-yard line. 12 seconds left in the half. Red Raiders looking to throw. Throwing deep. They have 2 men there. And the ball is completed. That is the playmaker number 4, Cromwell. Eagle Academy needs to step back. There's about 10 seconds on the clock. But switch it to 8 seconds. Eagle Academy shooting themselves in the foot here. I mean, it's pretty clear that the Red Raiders have one main playmaker, one guy they want to get the ball to, and that's number 4, Cromwell. Didn't see who was in coverage. So it looks like the Red Raiders had to snap the ball again. So what happened there is that they have to reset the yard markers. So after a first down, the clock stops. So they had, after a first down, the clock stops. So that tackle was in bounds. So they have to reset the markers, and then you snap the ball. So that's what happened on that play. So about 6 seconds left. Eagle have 4 people 10 yards off the ball. Looking to throw deep. It's a one-on-one again. And that's defended, and that's going to be a pass interference, unfortunately. Jaden Thomas is going to get called on the PI, which is only a 5 or 15-yard penalty. Sadar there on the target. Now, it should be a 15-yard penalty in high school. It's not a spot of the foul call. Listen, if I'm Eagle, it's not enough to just have 4 people back. You got to put the linebackers back to help out these guys. Honestly, the safeties have to be maybe 20 yards off the ball so they can come over the top and help. Even though the cornerbacks are deep, since they're so wide, it's still a one-on-one. It's 3 seconds left. The Red Raiders are going to have 1 shot on the ball. So you hear it now. They're telling the linebackers to back up. You need to have the safeties deep enough because these corners are still on an island because the safeties aren't deep enough. Looks like a double pass. Was looking to do the double pass. Ball's on the ground. So that fumble recovery is going to be by Eagle, but we're going to go to the half. That looked like number 20, Anthony Witter, on the fumble recovery, but there's not going to be enough time left. As we go into halftime. What an eventful end of the half. So going into halftime, our score is 14-6. Eagle Academy in the lead. So again, this is Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson on the commentary. Folks, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Again, we really appreciate you guys coming in and week out to these live streams. So we will be back in about 15 minutes. See you at a half. Welcome back to second half football. Port Richmond is just coming out. Port Richmond is just coming out the locker room. Eagle Academy is stretching a bit. As this is Andre Johnson with you guys today. Eagle Academy up 14-6 on Port Richmond. So just like pregame, I'm here a little early. You know, halftime is supposed to be 12 minutes. I mean, it's obviously going to be closer to 20 minutes. Mike, just move the camera. So it's just going to be us for a bit, chat. Just us and the fans. Just me and the fans for a little bit while both teams are warming up. So to recap the first half, Eagle Academy went up 7-0, about a 29-yard pass from Corey Reese to Brandon Treviso. That was set up by a huge, about 50 to 60-yard run from Virgil Leith. Virgil has definitely been the standout player. And guys, please, for every Eagle Academy victory, we will hand out a player of the game. So if Eagle are able to hold on, we will be handing out a player of the game. So in the chat during the game, please put who you think should win the player of the game. If you guys are Sage Media and Eagle Academy fans, you will remember from basketball season that we would do a post-game interview. The post-game interviews would work differently for football. Obviously, you know, we're up here. So the way that the pregame interview would work if Eagle Academy win is that we're going to interview them, record it, and we're going to post it on social media afterwards. So get back to the first half recap. So Brandon Treviso with the 29-yard touchdown set up by a Virgil Leith, about 50-yard run. Eagle, towards the end of the half, were driving. It was a Jaden Fortune fumble, which led to Port Richmond's first touchdown. It was a deep, about 70-yard completion to sophomore Kazim Cromwell. And then on the kick return, Jalen Fortune, number 23, returned it for a touchdown to bring our score to 14-6. So right now, if the game ended right now, my vote would be for Virgil with a huge half. Virgil also had a sack, over 60 yards rushing. And an interception. So as Eagle Academy are getting set to start this half, this first drive will be very, very, very important. If Eagle's able to get a stop early, we would have to watch to see if the Port Richmond players' heads start to drop. So clearly for Port Richmond, the standout player is definitely sophomore Kazim Cromwell. Kazim probably has close to 100 yards of total offense as he runs the ball as well. Sun is shining in Port Richmond, Staten Island. Contrast to yesterday, it's an absolutely beautiful day, perfect weather for football. As Eagle Academy is looking to get their first win on the season, Port Richmond trying to avoid going 0-3. And that's going to be number 65, Brandon, to kick it off. And we're ready for second half football. Deep kick. Taken from Cromwell. Breaks a tackle. But there's number 8, McNeil Strong, the captain, there to make the tackle. So that's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 25-yard line for the Red Raiders. as we are back for the second half. Eagle Academy. I'm really impressed with Cromwell, by the way. He is a sophomore, the do-it-all man for Port Richmond. Definitely have to keep eyes on and tabs on him, as he's been the main source of offense for the Red Raiders. As they take the ball 1st and 10, number 16, David, under center. Hands it off, a little reverse. And I see number 21, Aiden, in there to make the tackle. Aiden, again, coming from that safety position. An excellent job, again, getting in there, making that tackle. Mike, raise the camera up a bit. Mike, raise the camera up a bit. Yeah, that's fine. So that's going to be a 2nd and, let's call that 2nd and 7. Ball's on about the 28-yard line. Handoff again. And that goes nowhere. On the bottom of that is, again, number 13, Virgil, having a huge game. So that's going to be a 3rd and 7. The Red Raiders not giving too much for the fans to cheer about in the second half, opening up. Here comes the pass, if you have to ask me. Is there a penalty on the play? The refs are talking a lot. Is there a penalty? The refs didn't signal for penalty. There is a flag on the field. I see it now. Not sure what they're calling on this. We're waiting on the call from the referee. As they pick up the flag. So it's going to be a 3rd and 7. Sorry, the clock was going that whole time. Let's put it back to 10:57. That was a little confusing. The clock is supposed to be running, but the clock is definitely supposed to be running, but they kind of just held off. I don't know if they thought there was a penalty. I know the yard marker says 2nd, but it's definitely 3rd and 7. Ball's actually on the 31-yard line for Port Richmond. That's the signal for the clock to start. Big play for the Red Raiders. It is 3rd and 7. David R. in the backfield, looking to throw. Throws right, has a man, and it's complete. Down to the 50-yard line. That's number 3, Sadir, the senior. Sadar, I should say. So that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at about the 50-yard line. Again, like we've been saying, the Red Raiders are definitely a very able throwing team. Very able throwing team as they have a 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Handoff. And that's Fortune in the backfield. Jalen Fortune. Red Raiders not having a lot of success on the ground. So that's going to be a 2nd and 8. Big play on the 3rd down. That was about a gain of 20. Ball is now in Eagle Academy territory. Red Raiders looking to answer that Jalen Fortune kick return for a touchdown. Looking to throw. Pressure. And that's Jalen and McNeil Strong for the tackle on the scramble. That's a great job from the secondary. It wasn't exactly a sack, but David was definitely looking to go down the field, but he had nothing. So he's going to have to settle for about a 1-yard gain. So another 3rd and long. Let's see if the Eagle Academy defense can do something here. Yes, the Red Raiders are also Texas Tech. I'm not sure if it's the same exact logo or not, but yes, the Red Raiders are Texas Tech. So another big third down. Red Raiders looking to throw. And he has him again. Throws the ball to the right. Looks like they're short. That was Sadar again. Sadar. Are they going to give him the first down? I thought they was a little short. Looks like there's an injury there. So it looks like it's going to be a 4th and short. That was Jaden Thomas on the tackle. But the Red Raiders clearly see that after the Eagle cornerbacks had got burnt on those 2 big plays at the end of the half, that they're pushing the players off. Excuse me, that they're about 10 yards, 15 yards off the ball. So giving too much cushion for Eagle Academy is giving up too much cushion, which allows the Red Raiders to get these 3rd and longs pretty easily at the beginning of this half. Again, if we were to play a little bit of Madden here, I would say don't let the cornerbacks play a normal cushion. Have them at that 5-yard, 6-yard off the receiver, and then instead of pushing the corners back, you push the safeties back. Aiden and Preston have really proven that they're very able to come up and make tackles from any position. 12 yards off, 3 yards off. Those guys are able to come up and make plays. So I think they need more help in the secondary than the safeties coming up and helping the front 7. So I would say keep the corners up, but push the safeties back. Again, I promise you guys, I am talking to you. The coaches cannot hear me. It's just me and chat playing a little bit of Madden here. But obviously, we're not in the hot seat. I think that was number 3, Sadar, shaking up after the tackle. So that's going to be a big 4th down. QB sneak, and they got it. That's going to be a 1st. There is a flag on the field. Are they going to call it another for pushing? They called that in the previously. I see a coach for the Red Raiders with his hands on his head. Previously, they definitely called pushing in the back, pushing the quarterback in the back before. What's the call here? It's a crucial. They pick up the penalty. So that's going to be a 1st down Red Raiders. As David R. is able to get the 1st down on the sneak as the Red Raiders are in Eagle territory with a new, fresh set of downs. Red Raiders are on the 40-yard line now. Excuse me, that's the 38-yard line. David R. in the shotgun. Looking to run. On the tackle there, that was number 32, Peanut. That's Chase doing a pretty good job holding his ground there, making it a limited gain. Could have been more. It's about a gain of 6 on that play, so we're going to call it a 2nd and 4. Ball's on the 33-yard line. Red Raiders putting together a good drive. David R. under center. Handoff to number 2. That's Bryce. And he's met in the backfield, but he does a good job keeping his feet going. Going to be close to that 1st down. Looked like he was met first by Aiden. Bryce, number 2, doing a good job keeping his feet going. Let's see what's going on here. The ref blew the whistle. Not sure what's going on here. But they looks like it's going to be a 3rd and short. It's going to be a 3rd and short for the Red Raiders. Let's call that 3rd and 2. Another handoff. As he's met in the backfield. That is Leonard Brown on the tackle. I think that should be a 4th down. It's going to be a 4th and inches. Probably going to go back to that QB sneak. Or are they going to bring out the chains here? Let's see, waiting on the refs, moving a little slowly here. Looks like they're going to bring out the chains. Refs talking to the Eagle Academy sideline. Refs moving a little slowly in this half, honestly. Not kind of disrupting the pace of the game. So it looks like they're going to give the Red Raiders the 1st down. So instead of a 1st and short, a 4th and short, it's going to be a 1st down Red Raiders. Really controlling the ball in this half. Switching the clock to 7:13. 7:12, let's call it. That's a 1st and 10 as they're inching closer to within Eagle territory on the 28-yard line. Red Raiders with another fresh set of downs. Bryce in the backfield, looking to throw. Aiden on the coverage, making the tackle. Again, the Red Raiders going back to number 3, Sidar on that play. Sidar having a good start to the half. That's Aiden on the tackle. So it looks like that ball is on within the 25-yard line. Let's call that the 24. It's a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6 for the Red Raiders in Eagle territory. Another handoff. A nice gain. Tackle by McNeil Strong. I think that was Bryce, number 3 in the backfield. Excuse me, number 2, Bryce in the backfield. The Red Raiders really controlling the ball. You see that there was definitely an adjustment at half that the Red Raiders want to control the ball much more. As another 3rd and short, the Red Raiders having the ball for almost the entire opening of the half. Another handoff. I saw a hold. So the Eagle had the ball. Looks like there's a player on the ground. Anyway, see the chains moving. That's going to be another Port Richmond 1st down. As I can officially say, they are marching in Eagle territory down to the 18-yard line. Clearly an adjustment was made. The scores are correct. And I see my guy, Mr. Greg Polius, in the chat. I am on the call only in your absence, my guy. Definitely looking forward to Mr. Polius' return to the mic next week. A referee's timeout again. The pace of this half has been a snail's pace as Eagle Academy has yet to touch the ball in the second half. But the referees are definitely slowing it down a lot with the constant stopping of the clock. It's definitely the 3rd time that we've seen a referee timeout. Not sure what the clock is stopped for. But here we go, guys. Here we go. Refs got it together. So it's a 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Red Raiders looking to answer, looking to throw, throwing deep. And it is deflected and caught for a touchdown. Red Raiders, Zaire Waiters. As the Red Raiders go a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up. Red Raiders cap off a fantastic drive with a touchdown. And let's see if they're able to punch it in for 2 here. Did not see who was there on the deflection. But it looked like that ball was tipped, and the Red Raiders met some good fortune. Michael, zoom in some more. And raise it up. Raise the camera up more. No. Yeah, there you go. And zoom in more. Big play here as the Red Raiders are looking to tie it. Big 2-point conversion here. David R. under center. Hands it off to Bryce, and he's in for the 2-point conversion as we have a tie game. An absolutely excellent drive from the Red Raiders as they controlled the ball on the ground, had 2 crucial 3rd and long conversions, and then they convert on the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. As I'm sure you guys can hear, the Staten Island crowd is going. Let me play a little producer for a minute, guys. So again, there's definitely a lot of emotion in this game. Both teams looking for their first win. Neither team wanting to fall to that 0-3. I agree with you, Mr. Polius. Now, you saw that Port Richmond with a very, very strong drive. Now, what does Eagle Academy have? I can see a lot more pep in the Port Richmond step right now, as that's fielded by Fortune. Very nice return from Jaden Fortune. As here comes Mr. Reese and the Eagle Academy offense. They will have the ball. That was a very good return. It looks like the ball's on the 40-yard line. That's a 1st and 10, Eagle Academy. Sun is shining. Will it shine on Eagle? As Eagle are getting the ball for the first time in this half. Eagle very successful through the air, and their other touchdown was on the Jalen Fortune kick return. And it looks like, was there a penalty? I did not see a flag on the field. Or is that the end of the quarter? Hold on, folks. Sorry. Mike, you got to move the camera. Come on. So it looked like that there was some kind of penalty on that play as Eagle Academy have the ball on the 45-yard line in Red Raider territory. There must have been a face mask or a personal foul after the play, because Eagle was definitely supposed to start on the 40-yard line, but something must have happened. So Eagle with a great chance, ready with the ball in territory. Noah goes nowhere, maybe a gain of 2. Like I was saying, Eagle Academy with a great opportunity with the ball already in Red Raider territory. Looks like that was about a gain of 1, so we're going to call that a 2nd and 9. That was such a pivotal penalty call, whatever that penalty was. As Mr. Polius would say, I wish I wish that we I swear to you, Polius, I just opened the chat up and saw you talking about wishing the refs had mics. I was just about to say that. I wish I had a mic so I could tell you what happened. Reese under center. Draws them off. Oh, but they're going to call a false start on Eagle. That's actually a surprise. I definitely saw the Red Raiders jump first. But it looks like they're going to call that false start on Eagle Academy. Looked like that was Jeremiah Fortune, number 5. So Eagle going backwards now. So we're going to call that a 2nd and 14. Eagle still in Red Raider territory. Wait, hold on. The refs are talking now. Hold on. Yes, false start on. Thank you. Thank you, refs. We got it. I think the refs got to catch up with me. False start on Eagle Academy. I don't know why there's still a discussion. I definitely thought I saw the Red Raiders jump into the neutral zone first. But that's going to be a 2nd and 14. Sorry about the clock there, guys. Put it about a minute back. Handoff to Noah. Nice run from Noah. Definitely Noah's best run probably on the season. As Eagle have the ball down to the 44-yard line. So that was about a gain of 5. Makes it a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Sorry about this. Sorry about that. It's 3rd and 8. And it looks like that was a timeout. Excuse me, that is not a timeout. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. So both teams with only 1 possession in that quarter. As we go into the 4th quarter, tied 14-14. Again, just to remind you guys, this is Andre Johnson with you in Sage Media Solutions. Please follow all of our social medias at Sage Media Solutions. If you have any business inquiries, you can email us or contact us on Instagram. Please visit our website, sagemediasolutions.com, if you need a list of all of our services. And right now, the main thing is Eagle Academy. I see the chat playing a little bit of Madden. So on this 3rd down, I know it says 2nd, but it's definitely 3rd down. It should be 3rd down. I mean, I'm sure Eagle Academy would love it if it would be 2nd down. So it says 2nd down on the field, but it should definitely be 3rd down. I'm going to leave it at 3rd down. Eagle Academy coming back out. So it looks like the referees are going to fix it now. It should be 3rd down. There you go. So it's a 3rd and 8 from the 44-yard line. Very crucial play. This game is going to definitely go down to the wire here. 14-14. 3rd and 8. What can the young quarterback Reese do? As he is under center. Hands it off. A nice run, but Prince slips. Prince Antoine in the backfield. Definitely had a very nice lane, but he trips on the turf monster. And it looks like Eagle Academy is going to punt. Very unfortunate for Eagle. They had a really big hole there. Could have made it a nice manageable 4th down. But now Brandon is out to punt as the Red Raiders get the stop that they need. Eagle had problems on the snap beforehand. problems on the snap earlier. Let's see if they can get a good snap here. Brandon for the punt. Good snap. Has all day to punt it. Gets a very, very good punt. Takes. And that's recovered at the 15-yard line, and that's where Port Richmond will begin their drive. So as we saw from the previous drive, Port Richmond was really looking to keep the ball on the ground. Trayvon Price doing a great job keeping the ball on the ground. And number 3, Sadar was definitely a threat. Eagle giving up too much cushion. Sadar really playing right under the Eagle Academy defensive backs. As Port Richmond have a 1st and 10, looking to take their first lead of the game. Crucial drive for both teams and pivotal in their season. Hands it off. That's Bryce. And that's a big tackle. Big tackle from number 45 from Eagle. Don't have a number. That's Christian Patrick coming up from that safety position. So that's a gain of 1. So we're going to call that 2nd and 9. As you can see, the Red Raiders are definitely bleeding clock. Red Raiders definitely trying to take some air out of this game. Mike, move the camera up a bit. Looking at the pass. Almost intercepted by Preston. I couldn't see it from here, but it looked like that hit Preston in his chest. Doing good, but just keep it up a bit. You know what I'm saying? You want most of the players in the field. As we have a 3rd and 9. Yes, have to shout out the punter for pitting them within the 20. A 3rd and 9, crucial play in this game. David R. in the backfield. Eagle secondary needs to step up. Where's number 4? Looking to throw, looking left, looking right, has a man in the middle, and it's dropped. Sadar not able to hold on to the ball, but he was open in the middle of the field, and he had some room as well. So Eagle Academy really getting a break there as the Red Raiders were looking to convert another 3rd down. So David R. in the punt. Back to return the punt. That is number 11. Jaden Fortune. Sorry, there's just so many Fortunes. I have to get it straight in my head. Jaden Fortune. And he shanks the punt. Absolutely shanks the punt. So Eagles going to have the ball within the 30-yard line. Another humongous swing in this game. Unfortunate for the Red Raiders. Eagles going to have excellent field position. Let's see where they spot the ball. I think that ball should be within the 30-yard line. So that's going to be 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Another huge swing in this game. Eagle Academy are already in tremendous position as Mr. Reese makes his way onto the field. Absolutely agree with you, Mr. Polius. Let's see what Eagle Academy can do. Reese in the pistol with Virgil behind him, looking to throw. Throws a lollipop, which is intercepted. Another major swing in this game, but there is a flag on the field. There is a flag on the field. Waiting to see the flag. And that's going to be another flag. Looks like that's going to be a personal foul on the Raiders on the second flag, but that would be after whatever this call is. Think a little bit of too much talking on the field there. But on the throw, I mean, Reese has to make a better throw there. Now, I would have to look back on the film. I didn't see if Reese had pressure in his face. Someone in the chat tell me. I didn't see if Reese had pressure in his face, but that throw has to be better. So, again, another huge call, huge swing in this game. There were two flags on the field. Were they after the interception? I see the Red Raider offense is on the field. We're waiting on the call here. So there was definitely a personal foul after the game, after the play. So, okay, so we didn't see what the first flag was, but there was a flag after the play, which was a personal foul on the Red Raiders. So the Red Raiders will have the ball deep within their own territory now. So that's going to be a first and 10 from the 5-yard line. Eagle. Oh, man. If you're an Eagle fan, I'm sure you're definitely a bit disappointed from that play. Eagle, after getting a big turn of events from the shank punt, just give it right back to the Red Raiders. Going to reset the clock to 7:50. So David R. in. First and 10. Hands off to Bryce. That goes nowhere. Leonard Brown on the bottom of that pile. So that's going to be a 2nd and 8, let's call it. So if I had to guess, it seemed like there was a penalty, and they picked up the penalty, the first flag that was on the field. They picked up the first flag that was on the field, but then there was a flag after the game, after the play for taunting. So a 2nd and 13, Eagle Academy defense again being asked to step up, looking to throw. And David R. with a lot of room to run as he scurries out of bounds after a big run. Gain of about 12. Eagle losing contain there. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Going to call it from the 23-yard line. Red Raiders with a fresh set of downs. Number 2, Bryce in the backfield. Hands it off to him. He has a hole. It's a nice gain. Bryce having a really good half. Probably a gain of about 5. That ball is on, let's call that the 25-yard line, about a 2nd and 4. Red Raiders probably looking to make this the last possession of the game. Another handoff. Nowhere to go. And that's Virgil again. Big play from number 13. So that's going to be a 3rd and short. And that is the 4-minute warning. So we are going to reset the clock to 4 minutes. The Red Raiders, this is a big conversion for so many reasons, right? The clock is you're playing the clock game as the clock continues to go. 3rd and 4, Eagle Academy defense needs to step up here because the Red Raiders convert. They're going to take a lot of clock off. Looking to run, David R. sets the edge, and that's a big tackle. Who's in on that play? That's number 45, Christian Patrick. Sets the edge, comes up from the safety position, and makes a big play for Eagle Academy. So that's going to be a punt. Look, the punt team is on the field. And Eagle Academy has to remember number 16 is the quarterback as well. So you got to watch for a fake here. As he gets the punt off, a much better punt this time. Bounces. That's Nazir. Nazir with a lane. Are they going to call a penalty on that? They won't. And that's a very good return from Nazir. Nazir doing a great job in the return game. Is there any flag on the field? Is there another flag on the field? I didn't see a flag thrown. The referee's discussing again. And that's going to be a holding on Eagle Academy. I did not see a flag thrown, but just want to talk about the safeties. Preston, Aiden, and Christian Patrick. Both of them coming up and making plays all over the field. As it looks like that holding penalty is definitely going to cost Eagle Academy, as that big gain is thwarted as they have the ball at their own 45-yard line. But the clock is definitely on Eagle Academy's side here. Eagle Academy is able to run their whole offense here as long as they protect the ball. Eagle Academy was in this situation last week. Let's see if they learn from that disappointment from last week as we have a 1st and 10. Handoff. I think that was Prince Antoine, as he does a good job at least getting back to the line of scrimmage. So we're going to call that a 2nd and 10, and that was a no gain. Virgil coming back onto the field. The clock is on their side. Remember, neither clock on the live stream or on the field is official, but we are definitely within 3 minutes on this game. Looks like this game is going to come to the young juniors. They're probably going to have to make a throw. It's Corey Reese. Hands it off. That's a nice run from Prince as he has a lane. Breaks a couple of tackles. Prince doing a great job. Broke at least 2 or 3 tackles on that play. That should be enough for an Eagle Academy 1st down. There is a player injured on the field. Prince Antoine with his best run of the season. So again, we're in a position where Eagle Academy is controlling the clock. Let's play a little bit of Madden, chat. Let me open the chat up. Let's play a little bit of Madden. Eagle Academy essentially has their whole playbook open. I don't think you go too conservative, meaning, oh, I'm afraid to throw the ball. Because you got to trust your defense, especially in this game, right? The defense has done a great job for the most part. I definitely think as big number 75 is able to, unfortunately needs help to get off the field. Hopefully he's doing okay. Number 75, Kaiba Jr. Hopefully he's doing okay. Needs help to get off the field, unfortunately. With the Eagle offense trot back onto the field. We both have it at about 2:25 left in this ball game. So Eagle Academy definitely have access to their entire playbook here, as they have the ball on the 42-yard line of Port Richmond. Clock should start right when the quarterback gets under center. Who's going to step up and make a play? You have the standout number 4, Kazim Cromwell, on Eagle Academy's Jeremiah Fortune. Stacking the box. 1st and 10 for Eagle Academy. Hands it off to Virgil. Nice run. Probably a gain of about 5 as Eagle continue to control the clock. Ball is on the 34-yard line. 2nd and 4. Timeout, Eagle Academy. Should be their first timeout of the half, as we have a 2nd and 4 coming up. When it comes to picking running backs, obviously Eagle has the staple of running backs. We actually haven't seen too much of the highlight player, Isaiah Wise, in the backfield. I would definitely stick with Virgil. Virgil has been, Port Richmond is having a tough time bringing Virgil to the ground, and I also think Virgil is going to be better in pass protection. But then again, you have to think, what is Jones and the offensive coordinators thinking? You know, they had a very poor throw from Corey Reese on that interception after the shank punt. So they might be thinking, be more conservative here. And I really can't blame them. Corey Reese had that excellent touchdown throw to Brandon Treviso in the first half. But this is crucial time here. On this 2nd and 4, I would definitely say keep number 13, Virgil Leith, in the game and let him run off tackle. If I'm playing a little bit of Madden, I'm saying run Virgil off tackle. Keep control of this game. It's a 2nd and 4. You don't really want to get it to a 3rd down where it gets a little dicey on the 3rd down. Don't know why the yard markers are down. So that's a 2nd and 4 from the Port Richmond 34-yard line. Virgil remains in the backfield. Handoff to Virgil. Good block on the edge. And again, he gets down to about the 30-yard line, which should be enough for a 1st down. Call that the 29-yard line, and that is going to be, I thought the refs blew the whistle. I don't know why the refs are blowing the whistles, but they don't have to. But it's a 1st and 10 for Eagle Academy, down at the 30-yard line. We should be definitely within about 2.5 minutes. Remember, the clock is not official. Reese under center. Reese looking to throw. Throws it out to number 44, who has a lane. What's the call? And he's down at the 1-yard line. That's Darius on a great play action. A play action pass. You sneak Darius out from that wing back position, and that's a 1st and goal for Eagle Academy. Excellent play design. Excellent play design to sneak Virgil out of the backfield. Pretty sure Virgil was at that wingback/fullback position, and Eagle Academy have the ball 1st and goal from the 4-yard line with about a minute left in this ball game. All the fans are definitely on their feet, probably trying to see and also pretty nervous. I see everyone's faces here. Eagle hurrying to the line. A 1st and goal from the 4. As he sneaks it, what's the call? And they throw a flag. They definitely, the call is touchdown, but it's coming back. It's coming back for pushing Corey Reese in the back, which is just a terrible mistake. Terrible, terrible mistake from Eagle Academy. That's going to be a push in the back, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Eagle. A very, very poor mistake. Didn't see who that was. As you can see, the Red Raiders got called on that. You can't say it's favoritism because the Red Raiders did get called on that earlier in this game, so the refs made it clear they do not want the running backs to push the quarterback in the back. So that should be a 5-yard penalty on Eagle Academy. So that's going to be a 1st and goal from about the 8-yard line. Eagle Academy should have about, I think they have 1 timeout. I'm going to set them for 1 timeout left. I think Eagle used 2 timeouts. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure Eagle Academy has used 2 timeouts. So they're down to the 9-yard line. Excuse me, the 8-yard line, which does make it kind of curious. The clock is running. Eagle might have to use a timeout. The clock is running. Remember, the clock on the field is not official. So Eagle, a 1st and goal within the 10-yard line. Virgil in the backfield. Another whistle. And that's going to be an all. Oh, is that a timeout? Is that a timeout, Port Richmond? That is a timeout, Port Richmond. It's getting pretty tense here. It's not. I'm getting flashbacks. Hopefully we get a better result from last year on Curtis's field. Eagle Academy also had the ball within the 10-yard line, and we're not able to punch it in. The ball is actually on the 11. I thought the ball was on the 8. The ball's on the 11-yard line. Not sure how much time is left on the game. I'm going to set the clock to 30. What does that say? 32. Set the clock to 32 seconds. It's still a 1st and goal. The ref moves the ball again, of course. So, so the ball is on the 8-yard line. The ball's on the right hash. Eagle Academy have a lot of options here. They can continue to run the ball. I think Eagle can run the ball at least twice. And I love that play sneaking Darius out of the wingback position. Eagle definitely has to use the wide side of the field, I would say. But let's play a little bit of Madden. The Philly tush push is illegal, Mr. Polius. The referees have been very, very clear that they don't want any of that. I think football everywhere is trying to kind of shut that down a bit. Thanks, Philadelphia Eagles. All right, let's get serious here. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Play action. Throws it. Has a man. It is caught for an Eagle. Hold on. It's a caught for an Eagle Academy touchdown. That is Darius. We were just talking how we loved how Eagle was using Darius to sneak out of that backfield, and he does it. As Eagle take the lead 20-14, there is an injury on the field, but let's give a lot of props to the young junior Corey Reese for making that throw. He had to roll out to the right a bit, and let's give a shout out to Darius because that ball was high. Darius, pretty sure Darius has no gloves on either. Darius definitely made a great catch, and then Port Richmond was on him very quickly. They hit him right away. So that's just a great play all around. Great play call, great execution for Eagle Academy as Brandon is here to try to make it 21. Field clock says 24 seconds, but again, remember, folks, that is not official. I'm going to drain it to 24 as Brandon for the extra point. It's blocked. It can't advance it. You cannot advance it. You can't advance it, but it was blocked behind the line of scrimmage. Wait a minute. They're saying it's no good. Okay. So usually the way it's supposed to work, the ball was blocked behind the line of scrimmage, so it's supposed to be a live ball. But the refs waved it no good. So definitely a little bit of confusion with the rules. I've personally seen it in high school in the Catholic League in Long Island that if the ball is blocked behind the line of scrimmage, the ball is still live. So let me explain it for you guys at home. So if the ball is blocked behind the line of scrimmage, the defense is not able to advance the ball. That's the rule in high school. The defense is not able to advance the ball. But since the ball was blocked behind the line of scrimmage, it is still a live ball for the offense to be able to pick it up and run. Those are the rules in the Catholic League. I'm from Long Island. That's the league I played in back in the day. Not sure if the rules are the same out here, but traditionally, that is how it's supposed to work. And you can clearly see Jaden Fortune thought the ball was live as well as he picked it up and ran it into the end zone. So, anyway, we can only go with the rules that the refs give us, and that could really play pivotal in this game, depending on what Port Richmond does with the ball here. Folks in the chat, here we go. The Eagle defense, can they come to Staten Island and secure a W? Clock starts once one of the Port Richmond players touch the ball. Brandon, big boot, over his head. So no time off the clock because the ball goes into the end zone. So we're still, I have it at 25 seconds. The clock advanced on the field, but that is incorrect. So we're not sure how much time is left. But here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Now, let's talk about number 4, the sophomore, Kazim Cromwell. As the Red Raiders have to take a timeout. I'm not sure why the Red Raiders have to take a timeout. That's kind of confusing. Let's talk about number 3, Kazim Cromwell. He is close to 100 yards total offense in this game. He is the big play guy for the Red Raiders. Anthony Ware and Jaden Thomas have to make sure they keep their cushion. When you play the cornerback position, you have to fight for your position on the field. There's a lot. The cornerback position is a very technical position. You have to have very good footwork, and you have to be very aware of your distance between the wide receiver and you. Not all of us are Deion Sanders, and Deion Sanders can cover 10 yards in a split second, right? So you have to say, I'm in inside leverage. If the wide receiver takes a step inside, I take a step inside because I cannot let him cross my face and take away my leverage. I have 7-yard cushion. Wide receiver is coming at me. I have to backpedal / strafe to make sure I keep my cushion, especially in this position on the field. There are Eagle Academy is playing prevent defense. I'm going to ask the cameraman zoom out a little bit so we can show how deep the Eagle Academy is. Zoom back in now. You see that Eagle Academy has their safeties very far back, knowing that Port Richmond have to go down the field. But they have to be wary of a short screen, as that's what they do. And it's a lateral, so this must be the last play of the game. Is that the last play of the game? The refs have not waved it off yet. Is that the ball game? The refs, looks like both teams are going to halftime. Half field, so that is the ball game as Eagle Academy get their first win on the season to improve to 1-2. The Red Raiders fall to 0-3 as Eagle Academy come to Staten Island and get their first victory. And folks, I'll tell you right now, I want to congratulate number 13, Virgil Leith, for being today's Sage Media Standout Player. Please look out for the interview. I'm going to go downstairs and do an interview with Virgil right now. Look out for the interview with Virgil. It'll be on the Sage Media Solutions Instagram. So again, this is Andre Johnson here with Sage Media Solutions. And we're going to sign out. Good night, everyone.